Hey, what's going on, guys? Mcskillet here with another CSGO video, and today I'll be doing a video on the biggest trade for CSGO. And you're probably thinking I already did a video on that around a week ago, and that's true, but another trade that was a lot bigger than that other trade happened, so I thought this was definitely worth covering. And this trade is a lot more complicated than the first trade I was talking about, because the first trade, basically, this guy sold his knife for $55,000, but now the same knife was bought again, and it was bought for over $100,000 worth of items. And the knife I'm talking about, of course, is the #1 karambit blue gem, which is 100% blue and factory new. Well, I mean, it's not really 100% blue. It's 100%. It doesn't have any gold on it, basically. So it's all blue and purple. I mean, a lot of people just consider it to be 100% blue. It's really cool. So the #1 pattern, and it's factory new. So it's basically, this is definitely the best knife in the game. Yeah, I can confidently say that now. This is the most valuable and the best knife for CSGO. My friend Raffle took some really high quality screenshots. In my first video I showed the in-game inspect, but these are some actual screenshots from in the game. So really cool knife. Backside isn't too special, but no one really cares about the backside. And yeah, so Newbrage bought it, and I've known Newbrage for a while, but he actually decided to buy this knife back, and I'll be talking about everything that he traded for this, because it's actually ridiculous, and I'll try to value some of this stuff for you guys. He didn't want me to give like an exact price, but I think I'm okay to say it was well over $100,000. I think most people know that at this point, and I think he's trying to sell it for over $150,000 now. Actually, he's not even selling it yet, but he's trying to collect offers. And he used to have a pretty big inventory, but now he still has a really nice inventory. But he used to have a ton of knives. Now he only has one knife. Still has a couple nice play skins. He has the #1 AK that's battle scarred for the case hardens. That's pretty cool. But now he has the ultimate knife for CSGO, sold all of his other knives, and probably the most expensive thing that he traded for that knife was he actually traded his #1 pattern AK-47 case harden that has 4 Titan hollows on it. And the guy that has that now, the guy that sold him the knife, D-Nice is actually trying to trade this AK for 25,000 keys, which is pretty crazy because D-Nice bought the karambit for only $5,000 more than that. So he's basically D-Nice made an insane amount of profit from this trade, because this AK is not, it's only a very small fraction of all the stuff he traded for this, which I'll be getting into in a second. But that AK probably worth at least like $30,000. I mean, he's trying to get 50,000. I don't know if he can really get that, but I mean, factory new, 4 Titan hollows, that's just absolutely ridiculous. There's very few AKs that are, there's actually only 3 factory new scars, or it's called the scar pattern, the #1 pattern. And here's some Newbrage screenshot of the #1 pattern knife that he has now. But now I'll be going into everything that was in this trade, and I'll try to value some of the stuff. But starting off, we've got the #1 pattern Bowie knife. It's field tested. The Bowie knives aren't as easy to get with a really good blue gem pattern as I originally predicted, because based on the pattern template, I thought they'd be super easy. But actually, it turned out people just got one of these really early on, and this is actually the best pattern for the Bowie knife. And his is field tested, and it's worth around 2,000 keys, so that's pretty insane. And people are actually selling this exact knife for 2,000 keys, I believe. So we're already down $4,000, and I mean, basically $50,000 if you fully price the other AK that I already talked about. But yeah, that's pretty insane. And that's only, we're not even like very far into this yet. But the next item he traded for this was a minimal wear karambit blue gem, which is the Sarah Hare pattern. And I'm not too familiar with this pattern. It's pretty cool though. It has a completely blue corner. But next up, we've got the #1 M9 bayonet, which is field tested. I know this is worth at least $3,000, or I believe that's at least what they're selling at now, and it's a pretty cool knife, and the absolute bluest M9 pattern, field tested. Not too many that are field tested or better. And yeah, so we also traded the Hiko pattern, and the Hiko pattern is of course the double-sided blue gem. Unfortunately, the tip of it isn't blue, so it doesn't look as great as some other gems on the play side, but it's a really cool knife. His is well born, and I think this is worth over $10,000. Actually, it's probably not worth over $10,000. The minimal wear one is worth $12,000. This one's probably worth over 3,000 keys though at this point, so I'd say over $6,000. I don't know in the exact prices, but people do pay a lot for just about every single blue gem item now. All the blue gems have gone up a lot in price for CSGO. And this next knife is a knife that I used to have, but I used to have a minimal wear one. This one's actually field tested, and I'd say this is worth over 3,000 keys as well. And I sold mine for 2,500 keys. Mine was minimal wear, but I think with all the blue gem price increases, this is probably sold from like 3,000 to 4,000 keys with how much everything's gone up in price by. And yeah, it's a really cool knife, super clean blue, no like dark spots or anything. But he also traded the number 2 blue gem pattern. This is not everything in the screenshots were in the trade, but I'm going over everything that was in the trade. This is a number 2 pattern karambit blue gem. It has a completely blue tip. It does have a dark spot there, and yeah, it's almost completely blue. Besides the corner part, there is a little bit of gold on it, but still, this is definitely worth over $10,000 because it's field tested and the number 2 pattern. I think there's Chinese people that are probably paying over $10,000 for this. Lots of Chinese people for some reason are really into these number 1 and really just really high tier blue gems in general. But next up we got his number 1 backside blue gem. It's actually the same one that I've had before, except actually it is the exact same one. It's actually duped. There's 3 different dupes of this exact same knife, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's the best float for the pattern. And yeah, I think it's worth over 800. Actually, not over 800. It's over 600 keys, I would say. It's kind of hard to trade, but it's a really cool knife. There's a little bit of gold right there, and but otherwise it's like completely blue. So if only that was on the play side. But next up we got shadow daggers, and not too many people are really into shadow dagger blue gems, but Newbrage actually has the number 1 pattern for those, I believe. And yeah, I don't know how much these are worth. I don't think they're worth too much, but they're kind of cool. They look really cool when you inspect them, but they aren't really that great when you're just holding them in game, because one of them is not going to be that blue at all. Only one of them will be blue, but when you inspect it, both of them are blue, so that's one cool thing about them. And finally, actually, this is only for the case art and stuff that was in the trade. There's actually a lot more too. I know it's pretty insane, but he also traded the number 1 pattern karambit blue gem field tested. And I know he actually traded this. This is the same pattern of his new knife, except it's field tested. Now he has the factory new version. But I think D-Nice is trying to sell this knife for $40,000 now. So yeah, you can just see D-Nice made so much profit from this trade. I don't know how good of a trade it was for Newbrage, but he might be able to sell it for more. But yeah, that's the karambit blue gem number 1 pattern field tested. Probably worth at least $30,000. He's trying to get $40,000, so that's pretty crazy. That's the exact pattern he has now, but just field tested. I guess he thought it was worth upgrading just for the like lighter and the factory new tag. Factory new tag, lots of collectors want that. But yeah, that's not even everything yet. He also has a bunch of Crimson Web stuff that he traded for it, and he's got some really expensive Crimson Web stuff that were in the trade, including this knife right here, which is a M9 bayonet Crimson. Actually, this is first off, this is what his new AK looks like. This wasn't in the trade, but I guess he bought this now. This is the Stat Track number 1 pattern battle scarred AK blue gem. Really cool, probably worth a ton. But he also traded for the karambit number 1 factory new blue gem. He traded a factory new M9 bayonet Crimson Web, which is worth over 2,300 keys, I would say. He also traded a Bowie knife Crimson Web factory new, and I know these are selling for over 1,500 keys now. There's actually a dude that sold one for 2,000 keys. I don't know if this one would be able to sell at that price, but I think they can sell it for at least 1,500 keys. Really cool item, and people are actually paying a lot for these Bowies now. They're going up in price like crazy, but yeah, so he traded that knife as well as the M9, so some really expensive Crimson Webs, but that's not even it. He also traded a karambit Crimson Web factory new with an insanely clean corner, and I do know the price for the other 2 Crimson Webs. I'm not too familiar with the karambit Crimson Web prices, but this is probably worth over $2,500. I don't know, maybe over $3,000. I don't know if the prices of these have gone up too much, but that is an insanely clean corner, so it's probably worth a ton. So a really nice karambit Crimson Web factory new. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. He basically traded a massive collection of skins just to get one knife, which is the factory new number 1 pattern blue gem. And yeah, so I think it's well over $100,000 of all the stuff he traded for this. And yeah, so here's some screenshots down there of his number 1 blue gem AK, which I don't think he should have traded that number 1 blue gem AK. I don't know if it was really worth giving up that, but he's got his new knife now. He's trying to sell it for over $150,000. Actually, he's not even trying to sell it. He just collecting offers from people. He says that there's 3 people that have offered him over $150,000. I don't know how legit that is. I didn't know there was people that would pay $150,000 for a single CS:GO skin. Like, even the people from Dubai will not even do that. That's more expensive than most people's inventories, or basically everyone's inventories. Not sure who's actually offering $150,000. If it really is an offer, probably someone from China, because I know a lot of those guys will pay a lot for these types of items. But yeah, so he got D-Nice, the guy that sold it to him, probably made like $70,000 profit in a matter of a few hours. Actually, I don't know how long it took him to sell this knife, but he bought it for $55,000, and I think the amount of items he got for it is well over $100,000. I don't know the exact price, but now Newbrage is trying to get $150,000. I don't know if I'm going to make another update to this like insane big trade thing, but this was a lot of stuff that was traded just to get that one knife. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm Mcskillet, and I'm out.